entertainmentbuddha.com.
I'm shutting third echelon down, effective immediately.
That's the signal. We're on.
Hello and welcome to Entertainment Buddha, where we're here to make you a better geek one post at a time. And today we're kicking off a new series we're calling Entertainment Buddha 101, where we break down your favorite video game franchises and consoles and take you through their history and often turbulent development. Starting out today, we're going to be talking about the Splinter Cell series, from its beginnings in 2002 up to 2013, and hopefully beyond. So without further ado, let's kick it off.
Nicholas just declared war on the U.S.
Released in 2002, Tom Clancy's Splinter Cell, not actually created by Tom Clancy but endorsed by him, gave birth to a new kind of assassin. Living up to its tagline of stealth action redefined, the original Splinter Cell focused heavily on avoiding confrontation when possible by using the shadows and ambient noise for concealment. You were provided with limited firepower and even more limited health, so a direct assault usually ended in a quick death. The story centers mostly around the country of Georgia as its new president attempts to wage a cyber war on America. Sam Fisher, retired U.S. Navy SEAL veteran, is called in by the NSA's new Third Echelon Department to become the first ever Splinter Cell. Sent into Georgia to find two missing CIA agents, he finds the agents dead and learns of the president's plan to attack America. After infiltrating multiple high-level locations, he learns of a device called the ARP, which turns out to be a nuclear device hidden in the Georgian presidential palace. Sam rushes to the palace, and upon disarming the bomb, the operation is quickly covered up. Released in 2004, Pandora Tomorrow didn't change much from the original formula, besides adding a few new cover and mantling abilities like the half-split jump and SWAT turn. The player was also given a laser sight so they could finally see where their shots were landing when on the move. This time, Sam is sent to find a terrorist leader in Indonesia, hell-bent on seeking revenge on America. The terrorist plan is to detonate multiple smallpox bombs in highly populated U.S. areas. But with the help of his friend, Shetland, and Displaced International, Sam is able to locate and disarm the bombs.
I am a soldier. I've served my country for 20 years.
Released in 2005, Chaos Theory revamped the series and is still believed by many to be one of the best installments to date. The AI was far improved, as were the stealth mechanics, adding more focus on the light meter and new noise meter. Chaos Theory was also the first game to give the ability for the player to choose between 3 different gear loadouts before missions. This added to the replayability and opened up a whole new set of gadgets and strategies. Chaos Theory centers highly around information warfare between Japan and North Korea. Displaced International and the Japanese ISDF team up in an attempt to return Japan to an imperial ruling. After spying on a meeting between the two groups, Sam tracks down and kills Shetland. Admiral Otomo, leader of the ISDF, then threatens to use the Chaos Theory algorithms to attack Japan. That doesn't go over too well, as Sam breaks into the headquarters and captures Otomo, forcing him to pay for his own crimes.
My name is Sam Fisher. This time you're going deep undercover.
Released in 2006, Ubisoft decided to make everything way more complicated and kind of tank the series by making 2 different versions of Double Agent and 3 different storylines. The only canon version was the one released for the Xbox 360 and PS3, while the ones released for the original Xbox and PS2 shared some similarities but not the same outcomes, and the PSP game Splinter Cell Essentials, which was essentially even more screwed up, as it too shared a completely different version of events. So, for the purposes of staying canon with this whole thing, we're going to focus on the Xbox 360 version, in which Sam is told that his daughter was killed in a car crash, forcing him into a downward spiral of depression and alcoholism. Which leads Lambert, the head of Third Echelon, and Sam's friend, to turn him into a double agent not officially on the books. His job is to go undercover as a member of a terrorist group called the JBA, who has plans to strike certain US areas with nuclear devices. Throughout the story, the player is asked to balance their loyalty between the JBA and the NSA by completing or not completing certain tasks asked by both sides. Maintaining loyalty more to one side or the other during certain missions could net the player's special gear only offered by that group. The end of the story sees Lambert captured by the JBA and assassinated by Sam in order to maintain his cover, after which Sam hunts down the JBA leader and disarms the final bomb, and kills him, just in time for SWAT to break down the doors. With Lambert dead and no one else aware of his off-the-books orders, Sam is forced to escape as to not be charged for his murder.
Prison. A hell of a place to save a man's life.
Hey there, kiddo. What's wrong?
Released in 2010, Conviction takes place 2 years after the events of Double Agent, and Sam has been on the run from Third Echelon ever since. Ubisoft took a well-needed 4-year break from the series and made some drastic improvements by completely rewriting the series with more of a focus on action. Both the light and sound meters were removed. Instead, the player's screen would turn black and white while in the darkness, and if heard or seen, the new focus bar around your enemies would light up according to where they were. A new mark and execute ability was also added that could be earned by accomplishing certain takedowns and was useful for instantly taking out specific groups of 2 to 3 targets at once. Many of the mainstay third echelon gadgets like the Trident goggles were also removed, replaced by the ability to unlock and equip a large variety of sidearms, primary weapons, and gadgets, including a Desert Eagle, AK-47, sniper rifles, and an EMP belt. This time around, Fisher is pulled back in when third echelon's technical expert, Grimm, informs him that his daughter is still alive and that if he wants to see her again, she needs his help. Third echelon is now in the hands of Thomas Reed, and he has replaced the group with his own men from a private military group called Black Arrow. When the president threatens to shut down third echelon, Reed decides to launch an EMP attack on Washington. In the chaos, he'll kill the president and allow his vice president Pond to take over. It is also revealed that Sam's daughter was captured by Lambert and third echelon in order to protect her from a mole in the company. After Sam breaks into the White House following the EMP attack and stops Reed, it is revealed that he was the mole all along and is promptly shot in the face. Released in 2013, Blacklist took the action-focused Sam from Conviction and bumped it up a notch. Alright, well, a few notches actually. It introduced a new RPG-style element that allowed players to create their own custom loadout by unlocking new armor, goggles, guns, and gadgets, most of which could be heavily customized down to the color scheme. This lended to the new 3-tiered objective system, where you could choose from Assault, Panther, or Ghost. In other words, kill everyone like Rambo, kill everyone but don't be seen, or simply never harm a soul. Which wasn't really going to happen when they give you so many guns. This meant that the days of Splinter Cell being a hardcore stealth game was officially gone. It now was only a few steps away from being another Call of Duty. It even introduced a couple levels where you play as your Splinter Cell partner in first person. With third echelon dissolved, the story of Blacklist finds Sam in charge of the new fourth echelon, answering directly to the president herself. The target this time around is a terrorist group calling themselves the Engineers. Their plan is to launch a series of attacks called the Blacklist on vital pieces of U.S. infrastructure, which will continue until all U.S. troops deployed abroad are recalled. Sam and his new team, along with their mobile home base, a badass cargo plane called the Paladin, are able to follow the Blacklist leads. Fourth echelon is able to prevent each of the attacks with as little damage as possible, you could say, and manage to track the Engineers to Site F, a secret U.S. military bunker. The Engineers attempt to force the U.S. Secretary of Defense to uncover private U.S. secrets. As a result, Briggs, your new partner, is forced to kill the Secretary to stop him from transferring the files. When the leader tries to escape with military hostages, Sam, undercover as a hostage, opens fire on the terrorists and chases down Sadiq, the head of the Engineers, and using the Fifth Freedom, unofficially takes him in as a hostage for interrogation. Alright guys, that wraps it up for this edition of Entertainment Buddha 101. Be sure to check back in soon for our next episode where we take a look at the history of the Nintendo DS. So until next time, stay tuned to Entertainment Buddha, where we're here to make you a better geek one post at a time.
I'm afraid the office is closed for the evening, Mr.
Fisher. I used to work here.
EntertainmentBuddha.com